Hey guys, back. We're just going to go over settings for hypoxia versus settings for hypercapnia, hypocapnia. So just to get right back to it, when we're looking at O2, basically what we're looking at is we're looking at FiO2, which is the fraction of inspired oxygen. So basically what we're looking at there is that you could have anywhere from 18%, somewhere between 18 and 23% of oxygen in this room. The rest of the gas is nitrogen and other gases. Okay, so if I want to increase the fraction of inspired oxygen, what do I have to do? I have to add some supplemental oxygen to that room. The easiest way to do it is to put it on a device and put it directly into your body. So nasal cannula. So when you're given a nasal cannula, you can give 2 liters of flow up to 6 liters of flow. And basically what you're looking at when you're giving those liters is that those your nares don't completely occlude the holes in the nasal cannula, and you can also breathe through your mouth. So you're still pulling in a lot of the gas that's in the room, even though you're getting a direct flow of 2 liters of oxygen. Okay, so if I wanted to increase, so let's say that my patient comes in and their SAT's 88%. Do I like that number? Well, if they're not a COPD, I don't like that number. Really, what I want is I would love to see better than 94% typically. Okay, we don't want to go too crazy. We know that our range is 94 to 99, especially if we've got somebody on a closed circuit like event. We don't really want to be above 99. And the reason for that is because I can have a partial O2 that's like in the thousands if I'm running 100% SAT. So what I'm looking to measure here is I'm looking to measure this SpO2, PaO2. Okay, but real simple, if they come in and they're 88 and they're on room air, what do? I put them on 2 liters, and let's just say that that bumps them up to 90%. Okay, if that doesn't work, then what do? I go to 4 liters, and that bumps them up to 92%. Okay, so that's how it works. As I add an increased fraction of inspired oxygen, I can bring that SAT up as well. Go to 6 liters per minute, I might be able to bring this up to 94 and so on. So, you know, it isn't always as simple as, well, just put them on a nasal cannula, because oftentimes, right, we need to go to a mask, go to a simple mask, venti mask, and if I really want to give as much oxygen as I can possibly give, fraction of inspired oxygen, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on 100%, okay, which is a non-rebreather mask. And if they fail that, well, then I'm kind of in trouble, because how else can I control the O2? Okay, how else can I get their SpO2 or their PaO2 up? And these patients that we're seeing with COVID are profoundly hypoxic. They don't really have the ventilation issues, they have the hypoxia issues. So we said earlier that there's only 2 ways that I can really do this, okay? One way is with the FiO2, and the other way is by adding PEEP. Well, PEEP is real easy to add. Okay, it's not that difficult. But let's just say I've got you on a non-rebreather at 100%, and your SAT is still 85. Okay, your SpO2 is 85. Is this cutting it? The FiO2 is not enough. So what do I have to do? I have to do something to get peak end expiratory pressure. What does peak end expiratory pressure do? It allows those alveoli to stay inflated instead of letting them collapse every single time, so that you get better oxygen diffusion. Okay, so when we're talking about putting you on a ventilator, okay, oftentimes what we're talking about is, well, we're going to start them at 50%. On the FiO2, okay, which is written 0.5. That's the FiO2 order. And we often say, well, let's start them at 5 of PEEP, because physiologic PEEP is somewhere between 3 and 8 centimeters is what we're typically looking at. That's centimeters of H2O. And basically, that's how many centimeters of pressure it takes to display, how much pressure it takes to displace so many centimeters of water. That's all that it is. It's not real difficult to figure out. I can show it to you with a vent circuit and a bucket of water. You basically blow through that. It tells you how much pressure you need to displace that water. It's very simple to do, okay? So if you were on a vent, and I have you on a setting of 0.5 FiO2, which is 50%, and I have you on a setting of 5 of PEEP, and your SAT comes back at 85%, what's the easiest setting to fix? Well, with this here, I can go up to 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, and let's just say that this keeps trending, and it kind of like bottoms out, it holds at 92, when I'm on 1.0, which would be what? 100%. Okay, so I'm giving you 100% FiO2. Well, I can't go any higher to get that number where I want it, and I want that number to be at or greater than 94%. How do I do it? Well, right now I've got PEEP of 5. Increase that PEEP to 7. Increase that PEEP to 8. And I get what I need on this end, on the SpO2. Okay, so that's the way that we would do it if you were on a vent. You can increase the FiO2 or you can increase the PEEP, and this treats oxygen. It does nothing for ventilation. It treats oxygen only. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a quick peek here, okay, and I'll show you how it works, okay? PEEP is also CPAP. You guys have seen CPAP. We use it in the field now all the time. We use it for our patients that are hypoxic. So when you're thinking about a patient who's hypoxic, okay, who's not intubated, you need to get them on higher FiO2, okay? So let's start them on some FiO2. Let's say we even get to 100% and we're still not improving and the SAT's still like less than 94%, okay? What can I do? Well, I can add CPAP. CPAP and PEEP are basically interchangeable. So if I give you 5 centimeters of PEEP, I'm also giving you 5 centimeters of CPAP. How do I do that? Well, real simple. There's commercial devices out there, okay? But there's also PEEP valves that you can put on your BVMs. And all the PEEP valve is just real simple. You can see here, 5 of PEEP, 10 of PEEP, and so on. It goes over the exhaust valve on your BVM, okay? This BVM has a manometer on it, so you can see how much pressure you're generating. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little lung on there, just like so, okay? And we're gonna squeeze and release. And that is with no PEEP at all. And you can see here, my inspiratory pressure is 20, and when I let go, it drops below 0 on the PEEP, okay? If I want to add PEEP, basically all I do is I plug the PEEP valve at 5 centimeters into the exhaust valve on the BVM, and we're going to turn it, and you're going to see immediate recruitment. There it is. I don't have to recruit every single time that I bag. And what you're looking at here is you'll see 20, and you'll see 5. This right now, what I'm doing when I'm squeezing the bag is called BiPAP. That is for ventilation and oxygenation. If I were to hold this bag directly over someone's face with the mask and just allow high flow to go through there, I would be giving, okay, 5 of PEEP, and I would be giving an FiO2 of 100. So using this BVM as a simple CPAP device without squeezing the bag at all, I would be able to give 100 on the FiO2 and 5 on the PEEP. If I need to dial that PEEP up, my CPAP up, I can go as high as 20, and you can see here that that makes the lung even more recruited. Super important concept to understand. Thanks for your time.